Welcome to Narva, an Estonian town situated on the doorstep of Russia. Russia is literally, what, half a mile down there, less. And yeah, pretty much. Got here yesterday, last night. I've been very, very unwell for the last few days, so I've just been kind of fighting it off in my hotel room and trying to eat and whatever. But we're now out exploring Narva because, well, I just thought it'd be an interesting place to come to. In all honesty, there's no other reason to it. I think 95% of the people here are native Russian speakers, like fluent in Russian, and 87% are actually ethnic Russians. So it is a very, very Russian town. It feels Russian. It doesn't feel like we're in Estonia or Eastern Europe. It feels like we're in Russia. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head down to the river and see there's a castle. I think is there two castles? There's one Estonian one and one Russian one. And we're going to look across the river to Russia and see what we think. But it's just very interesting to stand there and see where two such different ideologies clash. And such different, you've got the European Union and then you've got the Russian Federation. Because obviously Estonia, that's my cough that's been going on for ages. Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Ukraine, all places I've been apart from Lithuania, were all part of the Soviet Union. And it's obviously fell in 1991 and Russia became Russia. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia all parted ways from the Soviet rule, and they're now all independent countries. So Lithuania is one I'm going to have to pick off at some stage because I haven't done it yet. I've done Latvia, I've done Estonia, I've done Ukraine, quite not vividly, but I've been to quite a few places. I've been there twice, done Lviv twice in the west, and then obviously Kiev and Odessa. So for now we're going to explore some kind of Soviet architecture, as you can see. It's funny because lots of Estonia, and I'd even include Tallinn in this where we were yesterday, so if you want to have a look at that video, it'll be on the channel before this one. It's funny, you see the mix and the crossover between Soviet buildings that are still remaining, still left there, and the modern day European style buildings and shops and businesses and everything like that. You see McDonald's signs, H&M signs, all sorts of things. And then right over the road you'll see an old derelict Soviet building. So it's really interesting. There's a big contrast between the past and the present. So it'll be interesting. But what's more interesting is down the road. So this here is Estonia, and down there, through the trees, is Russia. It's very rare you see a country. Like you fly over countries and all sorts of stuff like that, but when do you see a country and don't? Like I think you can see France for England at certain points, but not like this. Like there's only certain points in the world where you're looking at another country like you are here. Obviously, I know there's border crossings and stuff like that, but where there's such a vivid, meticulous divide between two places, it's a very cool place to go to. Wow. So that is Russia. That is the place that's been on the news so long, but there it is. And it's like there's nothing going on. It's like if you didn't know the current situation in the world, you wouldn't even know there's a border. And in the summer, you might get in there and have a swim and say, oh, what's on the other side? And just go over. The flag of Russia over there, and then the flag of Estonia, the country we're in. So there's a lake down here, or a river. I think there might be people fishing in it and stuff, so we're going to try and get as close to the river as we can. Literally get as close to Russia as we can get to. It's like you could get a cut, like the river's there, you could just swim it. I mean, there's a big current, so I don't know how strong a swimmer you'd have to be, but it's mad how all the visa processes to get into Russia and all the things you got to go through, and then literally it is there. You could just, well, swim straight across, which in these conditions isn't something I'd want to do. But all of there's tons of buses that say St. Petersburg on them. There's signs around Narva that say St. Petersburg. So people don't seem too happy about the camera. I don't feel as welcome to film out there as you might do in certain places. So we've got Estonia here, the gateway from Russia to the European Union and modern day Europe, and then we've got Russia. That country sprawled all across the top of Asia, past Mongolia, China, Kazakhstan, and goes all the way round to, well, almost North Korea. In fact, it does touch North Korea. So we're actually... Do what? Yeah. We're not touching though. Not touching though.
No, it's like a mile.
But yeah, we're one country away from North Korea, which is quite cool. Saying that, you could go to South Korea and you'd a country away. So saying that, Norway's one country away from North Korea, isn't it? That's like the most shocking one.
Norway?
Yeah, because it goes all the way across the top.
Oh, you mean it meet Hitler?
Norway's got a slight border with Russia. The tennis court down here looks like it hasn't been used for years. But yeah, down there is the queue to get back into Russia, or to get into Russia, or whatever you're doing. I mean, a lot of Estonians, especially from the east and from Narva, do have Russian citizenship. So I think it's quite usual for lots of Estonians to be travelling to and from Russia. But we're now in the castle, the Estonian castle obviously, and we're going to have a look across the bridge over to Russia. So here we have the flag of Estonia, and if you zoom across here, you see the flag of Russia. It's crazy to me that is Russia there. It's just like your primal instincts tell you could just, there it is, let's just go in. But then obviously you realise there's one way in, which is that bridge, which has the harshest and most stringent and strict rules and what's the word for regulations or whatever to get in. So here is the border control, there's the queue to get in. So yeah, that's how you access Russia from Estonia. Sure, there's other checkpoints as well, but it's just interesting because the towns are so, like, if it wasn't a border, you'd just think it was a river flowing through a town. It's not like there's a bit of a rural landscape and then onto the next town in Russia. Like most border crossings I've been to, there's nothing really there. It's just land and maybe a little bit of a village. But here it's like two towns literally backing onto each other. That if there wasn't if this was still Russia, or Estonia had expanded a little bit more, you'd think it could just be the exact same town. So according to this monument, was built in 1822, so it's 103 years old this year. It's what? Oh, right, so it's not on 200 and something years old. When was it demolished?
1959.
Yeah, so it's only 60 odd year old then, really, isn't it? So I think this is the closest to Russia we're going to get. There might be something down there maybe, I don't know. But that looks Russian. Like, it actually does. All the pictures you see of Russia, of obviously not Moscow and St. Petersburg and Kazan or anywhere, but the actual, you know, normal working class Russia, that is what you see. Old derelict buildings. It's like a random, whatever that is, Hyundai or something. People working, stuff like that. It is, for some reason, maybe it's just me, but the fact that's Russia and that's Estonia, you can see people working over there, and then you can see people getting on with their lives over here. There's people crossing over here. It's surreal to actually just see it. Looking out now off my balcony in Narva. It's been a good experience. I've only been here for less than 2 days, and I'm setting off at 8 tomorrow on a bus. So yeah, overall thoughts, yeah, Narva's a pretty decent place. Not my favourite place I've ever been to, but it is a place that I've enjoyed. So come to Narva if you can. It's a great place. More videos to come on the channel very soon. Thanks a lot. See you soon from Narva, Estonia.